NEWS.MC on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Vanina Mandelli Ricketts. I'm the founder of VM Events. I was born in Torino, in Italy, and then after, when I was 2 years old, I came to live in Monaco because my grandfather was already living here in Monaco. I did all my studies, until my baccalaureate. Then after I moved to London. I've done 1 year an exam in Oxford called the Proficiency. Then after I went to the American College in London and I studied there commercial art. And then after I came to Monaco again, I came to Nice and I did Sciences de la Communication, where I had my degree, ma maîtrise, it's called in French. And then from there I started working for Valentino in Milan, and I was working in a press office. And then after that I worked for a jeweler in Paris, in Place Vendôme, still in the press office. After that, I got married, so I stopped working and I had a child. And then I started back working in 2013 to organize events. I have my company called VM Events. I worked for 8 years with Flavio Briatore, who just came here. At the time, he opened Cipriani in 2012. I entered the group when he opened Twiga, and I stayed with him until 2021. Then I still collaborate, obviously, with him, but I wanted to have my company because I had my clients also, and it made more sense to start my business by my own. But I collaborate with him all the time. And I was taking care of all his venues, like at the time Cipriani, Twiga, then Cova and Crazy Pizza, for everything that was event, mostly also public relation. People think it's really easy, but it's not that easy because, you have a huge organization behind, and if you don't know it, your event cannot work properly. It's very tricky. It's a tricky and complex business, and I think you cannot improvise it. And a lot of people don't understand it. And I feel also Monaco, they think that it's going to be easy. You just organize quickly something and it's going to come up. It's a difficult work. You also have options like, if you are outside, the weather, the catering, you have a lot of suppliers. You need to have the good suppliers also. And also something that is, I think, crucial in the event, you always need to put yourself with the client in front. Obviously, if it's a friend, it's easier because you know what they like and their expectations. But when you don't know the person in front, it's always very delicate. For example, you were asking me now for my biggest event. One was a wedding and one was a birthday. And I really liked it because I had to organize it from A to Z. And the client that I had were exactly on the same page as me. So it was a very difficult, very tiring because it was 300 people. So all the suppliers, it was on private venue. So this was one of the best events I did. And then there was another one, it was a charity for Mission Enfance, the 30 years in the sporting at the end of COVID. And we were supposed to be 200 people and we were 420. And it was very tiring, but it was very successful. I think these were the best parties that I organized. The first event I organized, it was called MUMO. It was a charity that we did in the Chapiteau. That was just before I started to work for Flavio Briatore. I organized, it was 420 people, and it was for the art, to bring to the children that are in some areas in the world that don't have access to museums or to the art. And after that, I started the event with Flavio, but I know the world of events because my mother, I had a very good teacher, she was doing a lot of parties. So I basically grew up also with that. Monaco at the time didn't have a lot of parties, but Monaco really boomed. And now there's a lot of people coming from the outside. It became more international. There is an international school. People from all the world are coming here, and so you have a lot of more venues like restaurants. SBM has the best venues in Monaco, and people come expressly to Monaco sometimes to do parties. You have weddings, there have been Indian weddings even that have been done in Monaco. It's becoming really like a place where a lot of events are taking place, private and publics. You have, apart from obviously all the events around the Formula 1 Grand Prix, the tennis, these are the iconic events of Monaco. But you also have with the Grimaldi Forum a lot of events that are organized now. You have the Luxpack, you have the Congrès des Assureurs, and I feel like there's a huge development in the field of events in Monaco. In the event, what people really want, first of all, they want people to have fun, and then they want it to be very exclusive. And they want their guests to be very impressed. For the more corporate, what they want more is the marketing and these connections to after have clients. So if it's a corporate event for a fashion brand, is obviously to be known, to market it, and then to have clients that are gonna buy. Women or even men, like they think that because they attend parties and because they know people in Monaco, they can do the business. But actually, it's not the way it works. And also, Monaco has a lot of venues, and it's very difficult if you are with people that are not professional, because they won't know how to react if there's a last-minute problem. The children, even the young people, they see Instagram, they see TikTok, and they think that there's a life that is amazing. Everybody's on holidays, everybody's at the restaurant. It's a bit of a bubble, but I think nowadays there are too many, and I don't know for how long this is gonna be productive, because nowadays also you can see that a lot of influencers are paid behind the brands, and I think a lot of people are starting, like, not resenting it, but following it a bit less. At the same time, Instagram or TikTok is an amazing tool to be known by other people, and at the end of the day to sell your products. Well, Monaco changed a lot since I was a kid, obviously. For me, it's still small because it's a small village at the end of the day, but there are a lot of people, and it's a bit of a opposition, but you can bump into a lot of people and at the same time nobody, because a lot of people change. After 2-3 years, they come, they go, other people arrive. So it's always like a bit changing. You have obviously like families that are here since a very long time. There's also a renewal that is happening, and security here is, you don't have this security when you are in London, when you are in Paris. So yeah, it is a small village, but at the end of the day, you have many, many different groups. It's like you're living in a big city, because also when you're in London, you always have the same group of friends. You end up being most of the time in the same places. So at the end of the day, I think you have both in Monaco. It's a small village because of its kilometers, but as a population, we're quite a lot. A lot of people are coming to live here, so it's getting bigger and bigger in terms of capacity. And I think Monaco should evolve at the same time. In that sense, even maybe for the medicine, for the doctors, I think more and more people are coming from outside. Monaco, in that sense, in a few years, it's gonna have to adapt to the residents that are coming. I have just one child. He's 15, so he's a full teenager. Being in Monaco for him is very good because it's very safe. So he can go out, take the bus, go to see his friends, and I'm not worried. If they arrive 30 minutes later at home, we're not going to be that worried because we know it's very safe. And nowadays, with what we hear around about the violence, it's crazy, like in the teenagers. For me, it's a very important plus that he's safe. It's not like Nice. We were going also to Nice. People were saying, oh my God, it might be dangerous. It depends where you go. But maybe I wouldn't let him go at night alone. No, that's for sure. I wouldn't. Not because I'm scared of him, but I'm scared of what's going around there. Some choose Monaco because strategically it's perfect, because you have Nice airport. So in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you are in Monaco. You have a weather that is amazing. So it's a very good destination. It's very safe also. And also there's glamorous parts. A lot of people come to Monaco because Monaco shines. There's a story behind that everybody is still impressed by it. La Princesse Grace, Le Prince Régnier. So the glamour, I think, also is very big. Well, I don't know all the Monegasques because we are 10,000, but they all love the prince and the princely family, and they have a big devotion for them. But I understand that because he also makes them live very well, and is very good for his principauté. Monaco is small, and also I have to say the prince goes to a lot of events, so it's easy for the Monegasque to see him and to see also the princess and the family, the princely family. Now actually English is the most common language. Not in my case because my friends are from here, so everybody speaks French very well. But I have a lot of friends coming from the States, coming from England. Some speak French, some they don't really speak French. So for them it's even a problem when they go to the doctor because maybe they're not fluent in French. Today you have a lot of English speaking. There is still a big Italian community, but there's, I think, less than when I was a teenager. Still, we are very present in Monaco, but I think compared to before, it's a bit less. I would say that when I was younger, there was the Italians, there was Lebanese, a lot of Germans. Today, I would say, there is a lot of people from the East. There is still a lot of Italians, but less than when I was younger. Right now, the climate situation is an important subject, and I think the way Monaco react to it and the prince, and I think it's the right thing to do. The environment should be, it's an old tradition and it should be also our concern for the future. Before, the Monaco passport was red, so when I went to the States, they thought I was a diplomatic. So I had to explain to them, but they didn't really know where Monaco was, so I had to explain to them, so they were very impressed. When you go to London, you're not AU, so I see sometimes, even once they told me, say, why are you in the non-AU? And I said, because Monaco is, for London, is non-AU. So they're like, they were very, they didn't know. And the other day I flew to Düsseldorf, and when I gave my Monaco passport, the person behind took at least 5 minutes to look at my passport because he didn't know what it was. And so when I explained to him, he was like, oh, Monaco. So we're not that many, so obviously, but when they understand that we have a passport, oh, how is the life in Monaco? How many are you? Is this your passport? So it's quite interesting. In terms of events, obviously London is much bigger, so you have much bigger events, but I think Monaco is gonna get there because you have a lot, and it's a very concentrated, small place, and yes, I miss it. I miss my family, I miss my friends, I miss the quality of life you have in Monaco is quite extraordinary. As a Monegasque, I'm very happy to be here, the weather is amazing, and everything works very well.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching NEWS.MC, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover more interviews and stories on our websites, NEWS.MC and MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.